have my husband and dear songwriting friend, John Charles Weston, with me today. Because we're going to do, if you've watched before, you know I like to do little themes for these shows. And today is songs that we've written together. Before we bring on Tommy Sklut to watch, I'm just making this public on Facebook so y'all can pop in the chat. So Tommy will be on right at 2:15, and I thought it was appropriate for John to join me today since Tommy and John used to write together.
Still do.
Yeah. Under the infamous Chicago moniker Sklut and Weston.
Yeah.
Boom. Love to see it. So, so we're going to play a couple songs that we've written together, and then we'll bring Tommy on to talk about songwriting at 2:15. In the meantime, though, on whatever platform that you're watching, you're welcome to drop a comment in whatever the chat box is. Hi, Norm. You can feel free to ask questions at all, any questions you might have, give feedback, whatever you want to do. So please be as involved as you feel like.
Yeah. Can I shamelessly plug something real quick?
Of course.
Tommy and I, Sklut and Weston is the band name. We have an EP that we are currently mixing that is coming out soon.
Oh, yeah.
5 brand new songs, so keep tuned for that. You can check out more at schlutandweston.com.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
So, again, happy Sunday to everybody. And we're going to kick off with a song that we wrote pretty recently. It's called, and I don't play on it, so it's fun for me. It's called Ghost.
We just did a video. We released it this morning.
Another shameless plug. Why not?
Mm-hmm.
It's called Ghost. It's on my YouTube channel. It's also on John's YouTube playlist on his channel.
Yeah.
And we did a collaborative painting for it, too.
Acrylic.
Yeah. Ghost.
Ready?
Yeah.
All right.
Walking downtown with my new shoes on, staring at the pavement, craning my neck, looking up at the skyscrapers, wondering who made them. And I'm feeling so small and insignificant. Who's looking out for me if even I can't? Sometimes a human, sometimes a ghost, sometimes a substitute for what should matter most. I need a piece of paper, I need some peace of mind. I hope I'll be surprised by what I find. Walking downtown with my new shoes on, staring at the food bank. And I'm feeling guilty, but time is money and money is life, even when it's filthy. So I wonder who's looking down on me. Perhaps a better question is who is looking out for me. Sometimes a human, sometimes a ghost, sometimes a substitute for what should matter most. I need a piece of paper, I need some peace of mind. I hope I'll be surprised by what I find. I feel so grateful for these new shoes in the middle of the plaza. I'm wondering who to choose. I hope it matters. Sometimes a human, sometimes a ghost, sometimes a substitute for what should matter most. I need a piece of paper, I need some peace of mind. I hope I'll be surprised by what I find. Sometimes a human, sometimes a ghost, sometimes a substitute for what should matter most. I need a piece of paper. I need some peace of mind. I hope I'll be surprised by what I find. Surprise ending. Cool, that's called Ghost. We wrote it a couple weeks ago. John wrote the majority of the music. I wrote the majority of the lyrics. Did it pretty quickly too.
Yeah, it was pretty collaborative. You know,
Yeah.
fit like puzzle pieces, you know?
Puzzle pieces.
Yeah.
Aw. Aw, thank you so much. Your dad's so nice.
Aw, thanks.
Awesome, y'all. So that's called Ghost. We just put out a YouTube video of it this morning. So if you liked it and you want to play it over and over and over again and help us hit those 7,000-8,000 likes we need.
And
or
subscribe.
Views. Oh, sorry. And subscribe. Yes.
Yes.
John Charles Weston.
Cassandra Kaczor music.
Yeah, you know what it is.
Yeah.
So for those of you who are watching, feel free, pop on the chat, say hello. We're doing our 15 minutes of original songs before we bring on Tommy Sklut. He's a Metro Detroit-based songwriter now. Yeah, we're just talking about songwriting, talking about ideas behind songwriting. Feel free to drop any questions, comments, feedback in the chat, unless it's mean, in which case keep it to your... No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, so now we are going to do another song that John and I wrote together. Who's all there? Who's saying, oh, hi, Mom. Yay.
Hi, Shannon.
That's all I care about is Mom and Dad are watching. Okay. All right.
Oh, this is a fun one.
This is a fun one.
Yeah.
I need to get I'm getting old, everybody. I'm getting old.
Get the lyrics out.
Yeah. So, this is another one we wrote together. It's called Hit Me Up.
Yeah, and this one was intended to be a club song.
Club song.
Right?
But it's not.
But it's not, but maybe it will be someday.
And it's worth bringing up, too, because I know Tommy is going to be presenting a song of John's that he has rethought in a process called Wrecking that we're going to talk about. Primarily, I learned about it through choreographers and the dancer community, but I'm a big fan of kind of using the concept in music, too. So we're going to get to that when we bring Tommy on. And but basically what happens is John wrote a song, I reimagined it, and then John could keep or throw away whatever he wanted. So. And
now that's how this song came to be.
This is how it happened.
Yeah. All right, 1, 2.
I remember when I used to go out dancing till 3. I let the music and tequila in the 73. All the other boys would buy me drinks and try their luck, but they can only dream of being the man you get to be. But baby, the way you tease me brings me to my knees. Hit me up, come light my flame. I love the way you say my name. Hit me up, do it again. I want you here, playing my game. Hit me up.
When I go clubbing on my own, I don't check my phone, babe.
It's a true story.
40 hours making gold, now I'm getting stoned, babe.
On what?
All the other girls try to keep me handcuffed. When I'm done, I hang you up, I need my blow, babe. Baby, the way you please me makes my self-control so meaningless. Hit me up, don't be ashamed. I love the way you play this game. Hit me up, let's do it again. I want you screaming my name. Hit me up.
You know you can't get love like this from anyone but me. So stop pretending I'm not on speed dial, baby.
Oh, I'm just waiting till you're about to lose your mind. When I hit you up, you know you can't refuse it. Hit me up, light my flame, my love, when you say my name.
Hit me up, do it again. I want you here, playing my game.
Hit me up, I got no shame. I love the way we play this game. Hit me up, let's do it again. I need you here, screaming my name. Hit me up.
Sweet, that's Hit Me Up, y'all. We wrote that one a couple months ago, right?
Yeah, it says September 21st in my notebook here.
Wrote, rewrote,
Yeah.
wrote once more. Many writings,
Yeah.
many times. There's
Yeah.
a season to write, a season to write,
Tis the
a season to write.
It's the right season to write.
Hey,
Yeah.
all right. Not losing viewership with the cornball jokes.
All right, it's the right season to write. Am I right?
Are we rapping now? Wow. So anyway, that's Hit Me Up. We wrote that one together. We're going to do one more that John wrote, but I just happened to sing on it. And it's cute, which is fun. And then right at 2:15, we're bringing Tommy Sklut on to talk about some of his original music and the process of songwriting. Again, please feel free to drop any questions or comments into the feed on whatever platform you're watching as we go. Be as involved as you like. And then, Sylvia thinks I'm okay. Woo! Yes. Well, can die happy. And then otherwise, I'll just do one or two shameless, self-indulgent things here. Tommy and I both have our Venmo stuff up on the screen. I do this because I love it, but it does incentivize creating more cool content if you are able to send a few bucks over to either of us. So if you like it and you have a job still, feel free. If not, I hope you're enjoying this. That's all. So this is the last one we're going to do before we bring Tommy on. And John wrote it, so I'll let you go ahead and take it from there.
Oh, you want me to say a thing about it?
If you want to.
Okay. I'll say a real quick thing because I know we got to...
Hurry.
It's a difficult summer, we all know, but in the middle of all that difficultness of the summer, the difficulty of the summer, I thought about writing something that would be positive, and I thought about the phrase, "You're my best friend and I love you." And I thought if I could write a song where anybody who heard that might make their day a little better. So that's how I got the idea. So it's called "You're My Best Friend and I Love You."
Cool.
All right, 1, 2, 1, 2. Sun flows through the curtain, kissing arbor skin. Let's watch the city wake up. We have the time to take up busy days again. It's not the world I'm in. You're the river that winds my way. Honey blossoms in a spring bouquet. The only truth I need to understand. You're my best friend and I love you.
Two mason jar faces filled with zinnias and blue. You sing a song of hope, oh, I sing a song of hope. We split a bottle of booze and dance around the room.
You're a river that winds my way. Honey blossoms on a summer day. The only truth I need to understand. You're my best friend and I love you. And by the evening sun, the day has come undone. We're right where we started, standing my way. Honey blossoms on a summer day. The only truth I need to understand. You're my best friend, and I love you. You're every river winding my way. Honey blossoms on a summer day. The only truth I need to understand. You're my best friend, and I love you.
We made it.
Yeah.
All right. You're My Best Friend and I Love You by John Charles Weston.
Oh, thank you, Rachel. The coolest Beatles / Elliott Smith style song.
Oh,
Nice.
thank you. Thank you for watching.
Two great artists.
Yeah, I'm flattered. Frankly, quite flattered.
Yeah.
All right, but now we
Thank
got
you
to
so
bring
much.
on the main event.
All right.
It's Tommy Sklut. I gotta get
Gotta
him.
do it.
All right, do you mind knocking those out for me?
Yeah.
I gotta get him. I gotta get him on the screen, y'all. So hang tight. This is gonna be a real treat for you. If you don't know Tommy, what I will say is he is just effortless in everything he does musically. It's not fair. It makes me angry and sad. No, I'm just kidding. He's amazing, and you're gonna love him as well. So let me get him up here, and we'll have a little conversation. It's my favorite song. Hey there.
You can hear me?
Yes. I
Sound
can.
digital?
Yes, you're good to go.
Cool.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Pretty good. Pretty good. It's a beautiful day, so
That was a good set.
thank you. Yeah, I figured John wanted to be involved today, especially. I thought it was appropriate with y'all's history and that. So
Definitely.
Yeah. So we'll do. Do you want to introduce any of yourself? How about that?
Are we live still? Are we live right now?
Oh, we're hella live.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. Hi, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. I haven't live streamed in a while. It's been weird, but I'm glad to be here, and I'm glad to share some of my original music with you. I know that I got some friends watching, some family watching. Hello to Cassandra's family and John's family. Man, I miss you guys. But yeah, I don't know. How do you want to start this? Sorry.
Well, I think I gave you a decent intro by saying you're effortless at everything, but let's see you prove it. So I'm just kidding.
All right. Well, I picked out. We got 5 tunes here that kind of span some of my songwriting from mostly college. The first demo that I did was like in 2006. And it was stuff that I had written in high school and a little bit in college. And then I didn't put anything else. I recorded like 1 other tune, maybe 2 other tunes. And then I didn't record anything else until me and John met in Chicago and we wrote our first demo together there. So I've been writing songs like since 2001, 2002-ish. And I've for this whole exercise with UCAS, like it really forced me to pull all my stuff together, organize it, re-look at some things, which I think is important as a songwriter to look over some of that old stuff. And, I just went, man, a lot of this needs to be reworked and rehashed and rethought, because as you grow and you become, a more experienced person and a more experienced songwriter, I just feel the naivety, being naive as a young person through those songs. And I just think, man, okay, well, there's some merit there, but this really needs to be changed. And that's like a bad songwriting technique. And that's, you're not putting good emphasis on good syllables, as my mother would say.
Yep.
And some of that still shows through on some of these tunes. And I'm like, well, they're good enough, and I'm going to keep them the way they are, I guess. Because I like some of these tunes. So I don't know. I feel like a lot of the stuff that I wrote when I was younger, it really has like a musical theater-y tint to it, because you write what you know. And growing up, that was what I knew. I was immersed in musical theater, classical music, jazz, and then, as I opened up my own, understanding of music into the Beatles and stuff like that. So I feel like a lot of it, like there could be a musical in there someplace, but a lot of it is like musical theater influenced, where I'll have like a little recitative at the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
like one of the first song on my demo, the first song on my demo has like a little recitative in it. I can't even remember right now. Or like one of the first songs that me and John did. In the quiet of the morning, as the birds are beginning to wake, a dim horizon begins creeping, while we should all be sleeping. And then it gets into it, So stuff like that, I find that, that comes into my process as I'm being inspired, and like it just comes through like that sometimes. So it's kind of cool. And as a songwriter, you don't know where it comes from, but then you look back and you're like, wow, that's really musical theater-y, or that's really Beatles-y, or. And part of the problem that I have from time to time is getting inspiration somehow, writing, having this melody in my head, putting it to chords, and then I'm like, oh man, that sounds exactly like whatever, some pop song, because that's what we're doing for a living, night in, night out, playing these pop tunes or cover songs basically. And then, you're going to be influenced by those anyways. Like,
yeah.
So
don't
let me get rid of this gum.
And I have to say, too, on my end, my first kind of major musical undertaking was my high school's senior musical, which was 90 minutes through composed. And even now, a decade later and then some, I still find all that musical theater influence in my pop writing, too. I don't think... It's so much of it's so good too. So why not?
I agree. Yeah. And even some of these tunes, like, pardon me, like this was one of my earlier ones that I wrote in college, and it just screams to me. It screams Billy Joel and the Beatles, and some musical theater. If I put that up, is that going to be a problem for the video?
Not at all.
All right, cool.
Is this behind my eyes?
This is called Ask Yourself. Let's do that one first.
Okay, perfect. All right, I'll get rid of my face. It's all you.
I think as I was like influenced growing up, and I go through these experiences and influences and inspirations writing some of this stuff, there's a lot of metaphysical, there's a lot of the esoteric, there's a lot of some of like the Christian ideals, the Catholic ideals, because I went to Catholic school K through 12, and I just remember sitting in some of these classes and being like, wow, that's an inspiring quote, right? This idea, I think it was one of these books we read in high school where I forget who it's by, but he says, my fear that I have is that those people will have turned to love, but we will have turned to hate. Talking about the apartheid in South Africa.
Oh.
And so that kind of gets referenced in this song. But this is it's a lot of Billy Joel, it's a lot of Beatles, just for where the references are for that point. This is called Ask Yourself.
Awesome.
Good. You are living on earth today. Try and find the safest way to walk through barren streets alone while you wither away to skin and bone. When all is slipping, you forget. Somehow find the time for it. Do you care if one may have to die? For all the bad, you still try to ask yourself, is all of life about getting by or getting out, when it all amounts to a goodness above. Down here there's a lack thereof, and all that runs between the two is the love that runs from me to you. So love, all you gotta do is love. Love, baby, all you gotta do is love. You gotta love one another. You are looking into the night, wondering why we have to fight to rid the world of evil men, while I begin to wonder when the one great fear I have will start beginning to rise within my heart. They will have turned to love one day. We will have turned to hating ways. You gotta ask yourself, is all of life about getting by, getting out, when it all amounts to a goodness above? Down here there's a lack thereof, and all that runs between the two is the love that runs from me to you. So love, baby, all you gotta do is love. Love, all you gotta do is love. Love. You gotta love one another. There you go.
Well,
It's called Ask Yourself.
well, now I just want you to know, because we've been discussing, over here, we're okay. You're so ridiculous. It's not fair. It's not fair. No, what a great tune. Getting some nice feedback here. I don't know if you're watching the chat too, but
I'm only watching Skype, so I'll have to look at it later. Sorry.
No, don't be sorry. Don't be sorry. Really, really awesome. Beautiful lyrics too. Really beautiful. Everything. So we're super fanning, and John's excited because you have the same writing notebook as he does. So.
Oh, this thing? Yeah. Right on. Yes. Yes. This is where I put like when I think like the song is done, I put it in here.
Ah.
And I want this as like a kind of, I want this to be like the finished versions. And who knows? Like there's some that are never finished. You keep rewriting but that's the beauty of it all, right?
Yeah. So when is a song like what does the song need to do, or what are the qualifications for it being done in your eyes?
That the lyric is fully sketched out and it makes complete sense. And you don't feel like, there's some little things that I could tweak here or there, or if you're ready to record it, I guess.
Sure. Cool. I grapple with that as well. Aw. Nora says, "Hi, Dad. You're doing so good."
Oh, thanks, Nor.
And then,
Oh, she's I can see her through the kitchen. She's watching on Kristen's laptop.
nice.
They're getting ready. I think they're going to go outside and play in the snow. The little bit of snow we have here in Michigan.
Oh boy, it's that time already, huh?
Yeah, unfortunately.
And then my friend Audrey, who's actually on next Sunday, has also said, "Wait, are you saying you don't leave all your lyrics written on half-torn envelopes?"
Oh, something like that. Yeah, there's like 3 or 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 3-ring binders and then a couple folders that have everything like, just stuffed in there. And I'm trying to get it mostly by year, so they have one notebook that's 2002 through 2005, then 2006 and 7's in another one. And I've got a whole folder of 2008 and 9, so I'm trying to just categorize it. But yeah, there's scraps of paper. There's these huge. I had like a writing or like a drawing class, an art class in college, and we had these huge, notebooks that we could do sketches on, and I would just write the lyrics all on there because it was huge, and then I'd, write it in Sharpie and then mess something up, scratch it out, and keep going. So it's a process that, I wish that I had the time the last 10 years to do more of, right? But I feel like there was that idea, not the idea, but the feeling of, I'm putting out all this energy doing a dueling piano show. I don't have any creative energy, right? So it would be that was something that I struggled with. And now that I'm not at the bar every night, at all, I feel like now I have more energy to put into it, and I feel like I want to do it more. So it's been nice to be able to put my creative energy into songwriting again, or into rehearsing these songs again, and it hasn't felt forced. It hasn't felt, unnatural. It's felt, really nice.
Yeah, I have to say, I'm muting myself whenever you're talking so we don't get weird overlap, but there are a lot of ums and head noddings going on at the Questor household. So I think, how many songs have you written this whole during quarantine, John?
40.
He's written about 40 songs. I've probably written about 30, 35. Yeah. And getting a lot of good recording done too. So I think, that definitely resonates. There's a bandwidth issue there, right? My friend Jordan, Jordan Jenkins, we talked about this a lot during grad school. There's, for every person, a different and correct balance of consumption and production, I think. And if you think of performing as production, right, you're putting stuff out, versus what you can listen to versus what you can come up with yourself. It's a very, performing's exhausting. And I think we've had the opportunity to do a couple little gigs throughout this whole thing, and I'm so tired when I get home. Whereas before I was doing 8 to 2, 5 nights a week, no problem. So, but I think also it's cleared out, like you said, all that brain space to write and produce again. So, yeah.
Oh, they're two different muscles. The performing muscle is one that's different than the writing muscle. Hold on.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. And then I guess for anybody who's watching who's curious, how long have you been professionally performing then?
Dueling piano since I was 19-ish in 2005. Yeah, so about 15 years or so. 2021 will be 16 years or so. And then in high school, I would get paid to play piano and sing at church. I had a little rock band, obviously we weren't getting paid for anything, but I would write songs with a couple different buddies, or I would write the songs and then we had like a little band in high school and we would do youth group stuff, or there's like a walkathon type thing or some fundraiser and they'd ask us to play that. Or I would open up for our friend Drew DeFore in high school. He had a band called Amadeus, and it was him and a couple other guys, and I would open up for them. Those were my first performing opportunities. I think my first time I performed my own music in front of people, I was a freshman in high school. And so I've been really fortunate to be included in those opportunities from Drew, and he has influenced me a lot in terms of songwriting, performance, musicianship, all that stuff. Same with John. John's been another huge influence in my songwriting and my performance and my approach to musicianship and stuff like that. So
yeah, he's okay. Yeah, he's all right.
Same here. Same back at you.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. Can we hear another one?
Sure.
What's next? For us lucky kids.
Let's do. Oh, we could do. What was that first one I put on the list?
Behind My Eyes is the first one.
Behind My Eyes.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, let's do that one. Let me get the lyrics. I put the lyrics on the phone here.
Perfect. No worries. Take your time.
And this is one that I wrote, I think, towards the end of high school, or at the beginning of college. I forget kind of when. But I love this whole chord progression that goes like. C, and then C major 7, and then C dominant 7, you know, to the 4. It's that you'll also kind of hear that in another one of the tunes that I will play later. But here you go. This is called Behind My Eyes.
Awesome.
Get the cobwebs off. Simply my creation and my writing on the wall. All this madness rising in the air. My creation shouts to all who pass and all who care. All the world needs now is just to fear. Behind my eyes I know what's wrong, I know what's right. My body dies when my soul steps into the light. Behind my eyes I know what's wrong, I know what's right. My body dies when my soul steps into the light. And now look for confidence in all the blues and blacks. Just a tiny symbol in the watching sun. Now it looks for recompense right before it runs. All the world needs now is just to live as one. Behind my eyes I know what's wrong, I know what's right. When my body dies, when my soul steps into the light. Behind my eyes I know what's wrong, I know what's right. When my body dies, when my soul steps into the light.
Woohoo!
There you go.
Oh, that's a blast. Also,
Idea that I had, and I don't feel like it's complete yet, but I feel like it's got enough there that like I can add a bridge to it, you know, something like that.
so that one's not in the notebook.
It's not in the notebook yet, no. It's on the iPhone. It's in the notepad.
Ah, very good, very good. Well, that was fun.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, John has a question.
This might
Please.
sound like an obvious question. What's up, man? But you're talking about being in the iPhone and the notepad versus being on the handwritten. And I'm curious if you have a preference or if you find that one way of writing, whether it's on a computer or an iPhone or writing by hand, yields different or better results.
I like writing by hand because it's more tactile, it's more organic. That's how I feel about it, I guess. I don't really have a preference because once you get inspired, it's like, well, shoot, what's the closest thing? Do I have a piece of paper or do I have the phone? I usually just have the phone, right? But then like I'll take it and I'll put it on the paper because I like to see it. I like to write it. When I write something down, it sticks in my head better. I just know that that's how I learn. I learn better when I'm writing it down and when I'm hearing it, you know? So if I can hear something, but when I hear something in my head, it's the quickest, whatever's that quickest, closest thing so that I can write it down and not forget it, you know? I remember walking to Sluggers and getting inspired to write our song Cling to You. And I wrote it all in a notepad on the phone. And then I think I emailed it to myself so I wouldn't forget about it. And then I went and wrote it out on paper. And I have some of those in like a Sklut and Weston notebook where we have the original manuscript of those lyrics and those ideas, you know, or I'll just find chords. And so I'll know, okay, well, John has the lyrics to those and these are the chords to it, you know, stuff like that.
Cool. Yeah, that's an interesting thing to think about. And I've heard a lot of songwriters say that they strongly prefer one or the other. But I agree with you. I prefer also to write things out by hand, but it is an accessibility thing, right? You don't always have your giant notebook if you're at the grocery store and you're kind of, the wheels are spinning in the back of your mind and you go, oh, that's what it is, and you write it down, you know?
Yeah, like in high school, I'd be sitting in class and thinking about something and I'd get that inspiration there. Or in college, same thing. I'd be sitting in a class and I'd just write it down on a notebook paper, and then I'd have to pull that notebook out and I'd put it in a 3-ring binder, you know, and save it for later.
Yeah. Cool. I'll give it back to you. I'm leaning over because it's the height discrepancy. Sorry.
We're equally tall, as you all know. Awesome. This is super, super cool, Tommy. I'm super into it. Yeah, do you want to go for another one?
Sure.
What's next?
Let's do the other one that has that whole idea of the C major and the walking down to the dominant. Where did I put those? I put these in here. Let's see where these lyrics are. Hold on.
No worries. You're getting a lot of love on the chat feed here too. Even from people who aren't in my family, but also my family.
Awesome. Well, thank you for joining us. Thank you for listening. This is a pleasure for me to be playing some of these originals that I don't get a chance to play.
Good.
So I wrote this in college. It was about just the idea of being a performer and how ridiculous it is. And so the name of the song is called Ridiculous Rockstar. John and I played this a little bit in Sklut and Weston when we first started because we were looking for songs to play together that were original. So John would bring in a song, I'd bring a song, we'd play it together. But I like this tune, and so I hope you enjoy it too. Thank you.
Wonderful. John says it's a great song.
All right, here we go. I might pack up my Focus and drive, take on to the highway, fill it with a piano and a guitar, put my thoughts in gear on the way, and just go where the night sky ain't cloudy, to a city or town that's got a bar, show up where some people have gathered, and be your ridiculous rock star. I might waltz in just begging for work, or maybe just some jack and a shot. But I'll take you to the piano and I'll step in your shadow and ask, is that all that you've got? Oh, there ain't nothing left. Why not, baby, take a run, take a fall and see where the winds and the groove will take you with nothing more than gut feeling to guide you. And just go where the night sky ain't cloudy, to a city or town that's got a bar, show up where some people have gathered, and be your ridiculous rock star. Come on, come on, it's a one night only show, and you all should know, maybe I've traveled quite far to be your ridiculous rock star. Come on, it's a one night only show, and maybe y'all should know, maybe I've traveled quite far to be your ridiculous rock star.
Woohoo!
There you go.
I love it.
Thank you.
That's probably going to be up there for me with your tunes, also with Come Down From Your Tower. Probably.
Oh, Get Down From Your Tower, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. It resonated with my soul, Tommy. As you know.
That's in a response to a Drew DeFore song. He wrote this song called Andy's All Right, and I just thought, well, this is sort of a response to that song. So if you want to do some digging, go listen to Drew DeFore's Andy's All Right, and then go listen to Sklut and Weston Get Down From Your Tower.
Now I understand. I was confused.
You got yeah. I'm not going to explain it all on here. That'd be long-winded and yeah. But if you want some fun, go see that.
Well, I always like doing the deep dives too. Your Aunt Patty says hi, that you're sounding great, by the way.
Oh, thank you, Aunt Pat.
Norm remembers you guys playing this one too, that last one. So.
Yeah,
Lots of love going on. All right. What do you have? What's coming up next for us here?
I was gonna do one that I wrote with my friend Ashton Moore. I needed to add like one or two. I think it was like a 2-credit class or a 1-credit class, so I could stay at full-time position in my music school credits in college, and so I said, well, can I take a jazz music class or a jazz vocal class? And I think it was either Rodney Whitaker or Sonny Wilkinson at the time said, well, sure, we'll put you with a master's student, and you can do a class for 1 or 2 credits, and you meet once a week, and you put something together, and then we give you a grade for it. And so they paired me with this master's student named Ashton Moore, who became one of my really closest friends in college. He has since moved to Japan for like 10 years, 12 years, and now I think he's moving back to the States.
Wow.
But that class developed from us meeting in a practice room. He would listen to some of my music and give me some vocal coaching on it. And then it just eventually ended up where he'd be like, hey, what are you doing this afternoon? You want to just hang out and have like the class like at your apartment? And so we'd have a few beers and we'd drink,
No.
Yeah, and then we'd start writing music together, though. It was a little more informal, but out of those like hangouts came these songs that we wrote together, and we recorded a couple of them. And this song, because of this song, it got nominated for an excellence in diversity award that Michigan State gives out every year. And so the song won in the music category.
Oh, wow.
It's a bunch of different categories, and this song won for the excellence in music, excellence in diversity in music. Because we wrote the song, we wrote the song together. Ashton's black, I'm white. If you guys didn't notice, and the song is about, I guess it's a little bit political. It's a little about social justice. But I'll let the song speak for itself. So this is called "The Right Thing."
Perfect. Looking forward.
Okay. Oh, every time I look outside my window, I can't tell what I see. The so-called good guys are sometimes wolves in sheep's clothing. Oh, we don't treat each other like we want to be treated, but we all play the game. The temptation of our nation is taking over control, and nobody wants to do the right thing. Responsibility of our nation is losing its control, and nobody wants what is the right thing. Oh, but I can't help but be myself. So many people can't take your honesty. They like the mess and they don't want to be free. But when we see the world for what it is, I know it won't be pretty, but we'll be strong. I know we'll be strong. The temptation of our nation is taking over control, and nobody wants to do the right thing. Responsibility of our nation is losing its control, and nobody knows what is the right thing. Everybody, would you be the change in the world you want to see? Everybody, would you be the change in the world you want to see? Everybody, won't you please be the change in the world you want to see? Everybody, won't you please be the change in the world you want to see? The temptation of our nation is taking over control, and nobody wants to do the right thing. Responsibility of our nation is losing its control, and nobody knows what is the right thing.
Oh, that was great too.
Thank you.
Good.
And at the end there, like Ashton sings that desk cam part. Everybody, won't you be the change? As I'm singing the temptation of our nation.
Oh, fun.
So it's got the double lines going there, which is one of my favorite devices in songwriting, if you will.
I can see that from some of the stuff you've done with John too.
Yeah.
Where can we listen to that if we want?
That's on YouTube.
Cool.
I think we did. So when Michigan State University's theater department did the Who's Tommy one year, they took that song and like we recorded like this silly music video to it, and then they played the music video in the background as the musical started because it was set in modern times. So it was like you're supposed to be at like this Best Buy when the musical or when the Who starts, and that music video is playing in the background as they're walking through the store. So there's a video of that out there too, but you can hear the recording of it. So we got a free music video out of the thing.
That's so cool. And actually, if Audrey is still watching, she's my guest next week. Audrey, plug your Rockstar status if you're watching, and if you don't, if you're not watching, I'll plug it for you later. But there's a nice synchronicity connection there with my songwriter friend Audrey as well. A couple of your colleagues are watching too. Katie Marquardt and Jordan Jenkins are sending some love your way as well. Jordan's ears must have been burning. Talking about him earlier. So actually, there's another question over here. I'm gonna let John ask it though because I think come on over.
That's okay.
Of course,
Please.
of course. It's more. Audrey, tell Tommy what's your big like rock star thing is. Okay, there's John.
So listening to you. Oh, where am I? I got a chair now. All right.
You're good.
Listening to you talk about the songs that you're sharing and your experience writing, and obviously knowing you and writing with you, it really makes me think about. I think a lot of people have the idea that writing in general is a solitary exercise, and kind of like a really you work really hard and you but it actually is like a lot of it in the short songs you're playing are examples of some of this. It really works really well when it's collaborative as well. And I know that with you and me, the songs that we've written together, a lot of the time I'll have the songs that I've brought to the table with you, I'll have like an idea and I'll go, oh, that's a pretty good idea. But I don't really know what to do with it. It's kind of 50% of a song or a verse idea and a chorus idea, but there's no real, real way to round it out. And then you will take it and you'll go, oh, I know exactly what to do with this, and add that other 50%. And so I was thinking about that and curious what your opinion on that is. If you find that it's easier to write alone or together, or if it depends on the situation.
No, it depends on the situation, of course. And I think for me to write together with somebody, it takes a decent amount of trust because it's a really vulnerable thing, right? To just put random ideas out there and go for it, right? You're bearing your soul to somebody. You're bearing these inside thoughts, somebody else, and trusting them enough not to be like, well, that's silly. Why would you think like that? Mm-hmm. It's like, hey, man, like that's how I felt at this time, and you and I had this great trust that, that we built from, we started playing covers together, and same thing with Ashton and I, when we started in this practice room and then we started hanging out more and we built this trust of, all right, I've got this idea. Let's talk about this. Oh, we see this thing going on in the news. Man, that's messed up. They have no idea what the right thing to do is, well, what is the right thing to do? And you go from there, And I think that's a good segue to bring us into, like this what did Cass call it? I've been calling it not mashing it up, but
wrecking, the
song wrecking.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So John said, "Let's try this, me and you." Me and Cass have been trying this for a while, and so John sent me these lyrics to a tune he wrote, and I wouldn't let John send me his recording of it because I didn't want my brain space to be influenced by what he had already done. So I wrote this song out. I wrote it out on a piece of paper a couple different times. And then I played around with it on guitar a little bit, just playing with bass lines one note at a time. And then I found a decent chord progression that I liked. I started tweaking that. And then I got to the third verse and I said, I'm really not liking how this flows. John, what do you think of if we did it this way? What if we just changed a couple little hairs here and there in this third verse? And he said, yeah, that's good. I like that. Let's go with that and see what you come up with. So, you know, after this, I'm anxious to hear John's version. But this is the what do you call this song, John? Because I don't have the name for it.
I call it "Be Careful What You Wish For."
Okay.
Yeah, and yeah, it was really cool. Just to kind of piggyback on that, it was really cool because I think it was kind of a happy accident. I thought I had sent the recording of the song along with the lyrics to you, but I had only sent the lyrics, and so you were like, well, I'll write the music, and then you played a version of it to me a little time back. And I said, would you like me to send you the music? You were like, no, I don't want to taint my musical vision of it. So, and that's really super cool. And I haven't heard the final version yet, so I'm hearing this for the first time here too.
Exciting.
So yeah, I put a little work into this the past couple of weeks in preparation for this show. And so this is "Be Careful What You Wish For" by John Weston and music by Tommy Sklut. Well, I guess, can I get a little bit of a lyric writing credit on this since I reworked the third verse? What's going on?
Yeah, you have it in video form.
Right on.
Yes.
Okay, so here goes. Ready?
Here goes.
All right. There's a game that I play when I'm wrong. I renegotiate my desire to belong. Elbows rub, heartaches blister. Friends huddle and whisper, saying, there goes John, once a king and now a pawn. Singing a lonely song for one. There's the game that I play when I'm scared. I push you away and act like I don't care. Maybe I need attention. Maybe I need attention. Here sits a man with his head in his hands, making a grandstand for no one. Be careful what you wish for, be humble of your pain, 'cause your head can be hard when hearts can't be tamed. Love is a game that we play. I know that she's the only one, no matter what they say. She always stands beside me. She's always kind. No matter what changes the world out there makes, we'll be in here doing whatever it takes. Say no matter what changes the world out there makes, we'll be in here doing whatever it takes. Together. So that's my wrecking of your song, John. I think I have sufficiently wrecked it.
I love it. I love it.
You wrecked it all right.
I've never written lyrics and had someone else write music to them, and this is the first time that I've ever heard a song, the lyrics that I've written put to music, and
just call me Elton John.
Yeah.
You can
I'll
be
be
Bernie.
Bernie Taupin if you'll be
there you
Elton
go.
John any day. So I love it. That's awesome. That's great. Thank you for wrecking and playing that. Yeah.
Woohoo!
That was fun.
Yeah.
Awesome. All
I'll
right.
let Cassandra take it over.
Aw, that was super cool. So before we wrap up, I just want to tell you too, because I want all my songwriter friends to know each other. So Audrey, who's my guest next week, so she put it in the chat. I'm just gonna read it to you. She plays cello with the Who. So there's your Who connection. So y'all should be friends. All right. Hey, thank you so much. Before we pop off here, thank you for your time and your energy and everything that you put into this. It was super cool to talk to you about writing. How can people support you, follow you? Is there anything you want to say about yourself or your work right now? I will shamelessly say Tommy is not just a songwriter and a performer, but he's a dad. So if you have Venmo love to give, please send Tommy some Venmo love.
At Tommy Sklut at Venmo, SKLUT. Mm-hmm. You can follow me on Facebook. I've got a Tommy Sklut music page. My company is called Middle C Music Education. That's on Facebook. Sklut and Weston on YouTube. Tommy Sklut, youtube.com/Tommy Sklut. You can see a bunch of my old live streams where I'm taking requests. I'm playing some songs that I thought would be cool to give to people, mostly covers. And then there's quite a bit of little comedy in there where my kids will come up and tell jokes. I play the dual role of my newborn Rosie is in some of it. My wife is in some of it where I play them and then I react to them. So that was fun. There's a ton of live stream material if you're ever looking for something to do.
I know that.
But thank you guys for doing this. This was a blast. It was great to have a performance thing to look forward to, Cass. So thank you. I love you guys. And please, everybody, be safe. Don't go anywhere you don't need to go. Wear a mask and love each other. Think about that.
Yeah. What a wild year. But thank you. Your songs are awesome. That was really cool to see the kind of collaborative aspects here as well. And send our love to the rest of the family. We love you guys and we miss you.
I will. Thank you guys so much. Thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you soon.
Love ya.
Love you, John. Love you, Cass. Thanks.
Bye, Tommy.